I was wondering if you were still alive, considering how you've always been a bit thick-skinned. So how have things been going for you, Sally?
Oh, it's you. Well, I see you're still up to your usual tricks.
Well, I've been living on my own for the past 8 years, ever since I left home, in a way that's, well, let's just say it's not exactly the most luxurious life.
Is that so? You seem to be enjoying yourself, though, from the way you talk down to me.
I'm not poor, And by the way, I figured out where you're living now.
Oh, really? I didn't realize you'd become so observant.
You were seen leaving your apartment with some man. It was such a surprise.
When was this?
About 2 months ago, I think.
What? Well, I guess I'll have to start looking for a new place then.
Oh, I see. But I bet you don't have the money to just up and move like that, do you?
Actually, I do. I've been saving up for just such a situation. You might be surprised, but I've planned ahead.
Well, of course you would. But honestly, I'm not interested in your little plans. Let's just get to the point, shall we?
Fine. You seem to think I'm the same as before, but things have changed. I'm not the same girl who left home all those years ago. I'm not the one who was left behind to deal with all the drama.
What are you talking about?
You know exactly what I mean. Ever since I was little, everything was always about you. Mom and Dad always favored you. You were always the pretty one, the one who could have anything, and I was just left in your shadow.
Oh, come on. You've always had things easy. It's not like you were neglected.
No, I wasn't neglected, but I wasn't treated the same either. You were always the one who got everything, and when you didn't get something, you took it from me. I had to work hard for everything. I could barely finish high school without the help of one of my uncles.
Oh, so now you're blaming me for everything?
Of course I blame you. You were always the one who got the attention, and that's why I left. The moment I graduated from high school, I couldn't stand living under the same roof as you and Mom and Dad anymore.
Oh, so that's it, huh? You couldn't handle the fact that I was loved more than you, so you ran away.
Exactly. I didn't want to live in a place where everything was about you. I wanted to live for myself. And now I've built a life for myself, one that doesn't depend on anyone else. So what now? Why are you wanting to talk to me again?
Well, the real reason I'm contacting you today isn't about us. It's about Kevin.
What? Kevin? What does he have to do with this?
I see. You don't know yet, do you? Kevin, the one you know so well, he's mine now.
What are you talking about? You didn't take him from me.
Oh, but I did. He's with me now, and as far as I'm concerned, he's mine.
No way.
Oh, yes, it's true. You had your chance, but now he's with me, so you can move out of your place and go wherever you want for all I care.
You are unbelievable. You took him from me, and now you think I'm just supposed to let you have everything?
Well, it doesn't really matter now. What's done is done. I'm going to enjoy my time with him. And you can go back to your miserable life just like before.
That's not fair. You always think you can just take whatever you want, and now you've gone too far.
Oh, please. I'm not the one who was always handed everything on a silver platter, am I? You never even appreciated what you had.
You're wrong. You think you're better than me, but you don't understand what it's like to lose everything.
Well, maybe you'll understand soon. As for me, I am happy with how things turned out. So good luck with your next move.
You know what? I'll make sure you regret this.
Don't bother. You've already lost. Hey, long time no see.
Oh, wow. What's going on?
Oh, it's nothing much. Just wanted to talk about something.
Is that so? What is it?
I have a wonderful announcement.
Another one of your wonderful announcements, huh? The last few were not so great, to be honest.
Oh, don't be like that. This one's really good news.
Right. Okay, well, what's the news?
I am pregnant with Kevin's child.
Wait, what? You're pregnant with Kevin's baby?
Well, yes. Surprised.
Of course I'm surprised. This is a lot to take in.
It's true. We've been together for a while, and now we're expecting. It's all happening so fast, but I couldn't be happier.
I don't Wait, so you've already gotten married?
Yeah, we got married not long ago. It was right after Kevin's family went through a rough time, so we waited for the mourning period to pass, and then we got things sorted. I'm actually in my 3rd trimester now.
3rd trimester? That's so soon.
I know, right? It's all been a whirlwind, but I'm really happy about it. Kevin is going to be such a great dad. I know it.
I see. I guess you're really excited, huh?
Of course, I'm thrilled. But you have a lot to say.
It's just, I never thought I'd see the day where you'd be the one having a baby with Kevin.
Well, I didn't I? It's not like I'm going to let a high-spec, handsome guy like Kevin slip through my fingers.
Oh, you think he's that great?
Well, yeah, I mean, have you seen him? He's perfect. Smart, successful, and good-looking. Who wouldn't want someone like that?
Maybe, but you're acting like he's some kind of top-tier prize. He's a good guy, but there's more to it than just his looks and status.
Oh, so now you're going to downplay him?
I'm not downplaying him, but you have to admit there's a lot more to a person than just their outward appearance or job, don't you think?
Well, whatever. Anyway, I'm happy with my choice. But you do know that Kevin has been doing really well for himself. He's been making a lot of money with his app development business.
Wait, hold on a second. What are you talking about? Kevin has been making money with apps?
Yeah, he's been doing great. He's earned a good amount. In fact, he's making about $180,000 a year now.
$180,000? Where did that number come from? I thought Kevin himself told me he only made about $1,500.
Oh, no. He was talking about his monthly income. If you multiply that by 12 months, that's where the $180,000 comes from.
Correct. And if you multiply that by 12 months, you only end up with $18,000, not $180,000.
Wait, hold on. So you're telling me that his yearly income is only $18,000?
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
But he told me he was making $180,000 a year.
Well, then maybe you misheard or misread what he told you?
That can't be right. He's been working on smartphone apps and making a lot of progress. I mean, he's not doing bad at all.
But that's strange. Are you sure about that?
Of course I'm sure. Kevin has been making some decent money.
Well, then I guess there's a little misunderstanding about his income. So you're really telling me his total annual earnings are around $180,000, right?
Well, yes, that's the truth.
Well, you might want to check with him again on that because I'm pretty sure he only makes $1,500 a year.
Wait a second, didn't he live in a high-rise apartment building? I've seen him in that kind of place before.
Oh, that? Well, he didn't live there. I was actually the one renting that apartment. You know, the place where you saw us together. Yeah, I was the one paying for it.
Wait, so you were paying for that apartment?
Yes, that's right. He was living with his family at the time. He didn't live in that apartment. I just let him stay there because I could afford it.
Wow, that's surprising. You've really been keeping a lot from me.
Well, you know how it is. Kevin didn't want to let everyone know the real situation, but yeah, I've been the one covering the expenses for that apartment.
That's just so confusing. So you're telling me that he's not actually making the money he claims to?
Well, yeah, he's got some debts, too. When we broke up, he had about $3,000 in debt. I realized he was trying to get me to take on that debt, so I ended it with him.
Wait, what? He was trying to put his debt on you?
Yeah, he was. That's part of the reason I left him.
I can't believe this. I never knew any of this about him.
It's true, and I know you're probably feeling a little shocked, but that's how things went down.
I don't know what to say.
But if you're really happy with your situation now, I guess that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm happy now. And besides, I'm going to be a mom soon, too. So I'm not going to worry about how much money he's making because I'm sure it will be enough for us. Hey, have you heard from Kevin? I haven't been able to get in touch with him.
Oh, really? That's strange.
I even went to Kevin's parents' house, but no one is there. I don't know where he's gone. Could it be he's avoiding meeting both families after finding out we're having a baby?
Wait, what? Are you telling me that Kevin hasn't even visited both families for introductions yet? That doesn't make sense. Well, he did say his family is in mourning right now. They're grieving, so it's not the right time for introductions. But once the mourning period ends, he said he'd take me to meet his parents. That's odd. I've never heard anything about a loss in Kevin's family before, though. Maybe he just didn't mention it to you? Or maybe he hasn't been fully honest with you? I've never heard him talk about it, but honestly, the whole situation feels weird. It's almost like he's avoiding something. What do you mean by avoiding? Are you implying that Kevin's running away from this whole situation? Well, it's hard to ignore that he's not exactly acting like someone who's ready to settle down with you. And on top of that, I'm starting to wonder if he's even the father of the baby. What? Are you suggesting that I might be wrong about him being the father? Well, that's a bit much, don't you think? I just have my doubts. I mean, you've been with Kevin for about 5 months, but this whole thing feels rushed. And when I look at everything that's been going on, I wonder about the truth behind it all. It's kind of terrifying the way you're talking, like you're just assuming Kevin's running away from me. Honestly, I think that's exactly what's happening. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not ready to deal with everything right now. You're seriously questioning whether Kevin's the father of this baby? What about you? You don't seem to be very sure about your own situation either. Look, I'm about to have a baby, and this whole thing is getting complicated, but I have to deal with it. I can't just run away from the situation. Well, I can't say I'm not worried myself, but you really need to figure out where you stand, especially since you're dealing with this all by yourself. By the way, where are you living right now? I need to know because I plan to have my baby there. Wait, what? You want to have the baby at my place? Well, yeah, I need your address. You're the only one I can rely on right now. But I'm living abroad right now. After I broke up with Kevin, I started dating someone else. Not long after, he got a job overseas and proposed to me, so I decided to go with him. You're moving abroad? Seriously? Yes, my job is flexible enough to work from anywhere. And since he's gone, I'm going with him. I'll make it work. That's so sudden. You're leaving and moving on with your life like this? I know. It seems fast, but he's a great guy, and I'm happy with the decision. I never thought it would turn out this way. Wow, I can't believe you're moving on so quickly, especially after everything with Kevin. And here I am, struggling with my situation. How is it that you're happy while I'm stuck here with all this uncertainty? Well, sometimes life just works out differently than we expect. But don't worry, you'll figure it out too. I know things are tough right now, but I'm here for you. I guess. It just feels like everything's falling apart while you're out there living your life. I understand, but life doesn't always go as planned. We just have to roll with it and keep moving forward, no matter how hard it gets. After that, I never heard from my sister again. She had always been the kind of person who wanted everything. From a young age, she'd never been satisfied with what she had, always seeking something more. More attention, more affection, more possessions. It was part of her nature, a trait that made her both loved and frustratingly unpredictable. But this time, the things she wanted weren't just material possessions. She wanted something that no one could give her without consequences. She wanted things that went beyond the realm of what was acceptable, and that desire led her down a path that she couldn't turn back from. She'd always been impulsive, quick to act on her desires without considering the aftermath, but this time, the cost was so much higher than I think she ever anticipated. Her choices had caught up with her in ways that I could never have imagined, and the consequences of those choices were devastating, not just for her, but for the entire family. The toll it took on everyone was immeasurable, and even now, I'm not sure if she truly grasps the weight of what she's done. I found out that before she started dating Kevin, she'd been involved with a married man, and not just casually involved. She'd been carrying on an affair with him up until the day before she and Kevin began their relationship. The timing of it all was so staggeringly bad, so incredibly thoughtless, that it made everything else seem like a small mistake by comparison. But it wasn't just a bad decision, it was a series of choices, each one leading to the next until the situation spiraled out of control. The man she had been seeing wasn't just any man. He was married, with a family. And the worst part? She was carrying his child. The father of her unborn child was the very man who had a wife and children of his own. As if that wasn't enough, once his wife discovered the affair and found out about the pregnancy, she went straight to a lawyer, filing a lawsuit for damages. By the time my sister entered her final trimester, the legal papers were already being served. The timing was impeccable, so perfect that it seemed almost like it had been planned, like everything had been orchestrated from the start. It didn't take long for my parents to find out, and the news hit them like a freight train. They were in complete and utter shock, unable to comprehend what was happening. The reality of it all settled over them like a heavy fog, and I could tell it was taking a toll on them, emotionally, physically, even mentally. My mother, who had always been the pillar of strength in our family, became withdrawn and pale, almost as if the weight of the situation had physically drained the life out of her. My father, usually so composed, spent his nights pacing the house, talking in circles, unable to process the gravity of it all. In the midst of all this chaos, my sister gave birth. The birth of her child was, I suppose, a bittersweet moment. While there was joy in the fact that she had brought a new life into the world, there was also an overwhelming sense of guilt that loomed over everything. I can't imagine what it must have been like for her, holding her newborn baby while knowing the circumstances surrounding its arrival were anything but conventional. There was no joy in that birth for anyone other than the child, who was, through no fault of his own, caught in the middle of a disaster. And yet, even after everything, my sister didn't seem to grasp the full weight of her actions. Instead of staying home to care for her child, she handed the baby to our parents and went straight to work. She picked up multiple jobs, working herself into the ground, all in an attempt to escape the mess she had created. It wasn't just about the money, although that was certainly part of it. It was about the distance. She needed to get away from the stares, the whispered conversations, the judgment. She needed to feel like she was doing something, anything, to get herself out of the hole she had dug for herself. But no matter how hard she worked, it was never enough to erase the past. She couldn't outrun her mistakes, no matter how many jobs she took on or how many hours she worked. There was only one time when our parents reached out to me, and it wasn't for support. It was to ask me for money. They needed help paying for some of the legal fees and other expenses that had piled up. I won't lie. It hurt. It hurt because, for once, I wasn't sure what to do. I had always been the one who supported the family, who stepped in when things got tough, but this time, I couldn't help. I couldn't support my sister, not after everything she had done. I refused. I made it clear that I wasn't going to be a part of this anymore. I had no obligation to bail her out of the mess she had created. I told them that I couldn't keep enabling her. It wasn't easy, and I know it hurt my parents, but it was something that had to be done. It was the moment I finally drew a line in the sand and said, no more. I severed ties with her, with the whole situation. It wasn't out of malice. It was just the hard truth. I couldn't be a part of it anymore. That was the last time I spoke to my sister. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.